to my show. And I'm your host, Angelique. This is my fifth episode of the Angelic Everett show. I've got the opportunity to sit and chat with my amazing friend, Miss Shanell Davis, disability
Hi, everyone.
advocate and founder of the Underground, a self-advocacy organization for people of color. Thank you, Chanel. So tell me about yourself.
Well, my name is Chanel. Um, I am an employee at People Inc. Um, I have I've been an advocate for a couple of years now, but professionally only for about a year and a half. But I've been doing pretty good, trying to stay in, coping with COVID. Um, that's pretty much it.
Okay, tell me a little bit about your background.
Okay. Well, I went to high school here in Buffalo. I was born here in Buffalo. Went to high school here at Hush Tech. Um, then I went on to Pennsylvania to go to college, and I studied social work there.
Oh,
So I have a little bit of background in social work. Yes. Yes. And then I came back home and started working with the AmeriCorps.
oh. Well, that's gonna be the next question I'm gonna ask you anyway. So tell me, how many years have you been in the Amir Corps team?
Well, I was on the AmeriCorps team for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and those 2 years taught me a lot.
Why did you come up with an advocacy group for people of color?
Well, I just noticed that there was a need for it, um, especially going to all of the advocacy groups and not really seeing any people of color.
Hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should come up with a group just for people of color to get them together and just to hear what their thoughts are.
I agree about that. And why the name, the Underground?
I talked with my boss, who is Rick Banner, like you know, and we decided to come up with the underground just because of the Underground Railroad and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Underground Railroad mint.
I actually remember that because Harriet Tubman actually came up with that. I remember that.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. And she's like one of my favorite ones in the words. I actually saw
Yes. It
the movie Harriet a little bit, so
was really good.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I love Rick. Rick is like
Yeah,
everywhere. Like every time I go to a meeting or something, he's always there.
I love it.
And since we're going into that, can anyone join this group?
Oh, well, you have to be a person of color.
Okay.
So African American, Asian, anything like that. So you could join if you would like to.
Okay. I do remember that you did actually reach out to me. I do
Yeah,
remember that. But I know at the time, I have a lot of things on my plate at the time as well too. So I had kind of, think about that as well too in a way. So
mm,
but I guess it would kind of be nice to kind of join a group of color, since I am a woman like you and also a woman of color as well too. So
yeah,
that's how come I actually created the Angelique show, basically, technically to empower people. So not just women, but
yeah.
men as well too.
That's what. that's what we're trying to do is empower people of color.
See, that would have been another question because you know how I am when I drew questions out there.
Yeah.
So who inspired you? Who's your inspiration?
Well, my inspiration. I would have to say my mom.
Okay.
Yes. My mom inspired me to, I think I said this in my my article, but my mom is my biggest inspiration. She inspired me to never give up on her dreams. You know, she she opened up her own cleaning business from the
Ooh,
ground up and she's doing amazing.
oh my
So she
God.
just showed me like no matter where you come from and no matter, what obstacles you face that you can, achieve what you want to achieve.
I agree about when I read that in the article, I'm like, oh my God, it kind of like brought tears to my eyes a little bit. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
But when I read that, I'm like, you kind of brought me home a little bit. I have a lot of inspiration myself, so everybody's telling me that. So when I read your article, I'm like, oh yeah, got to interview her over here. So,
Yeah.
how many years have you been a member of People Inc?
Well, let's see. I have been receiving services through People Link since I was 10.
What?
Um, which was when, yeah, when they were doing the care coordination. Well, back then it was called Medicaid service coordination.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember
Um,
that. Yeah.
and, yeah, yep. So I've been with them since I was 10. Professionally, it's been a couple of years,
Hmm.
but I've been in the family, the People Inc. family, pretty much my whole life.
So how you
So yeah,
go ahead? I'm listening.
I've been with them for a long time.
Oh, okay. Well, I am so happy that you're coming up with this group of for people of color. I'm so happy about that
Yeah.
because I would love to join. So I would just put that out there right now. I would love to join.
Okay.
So you can tell your boss that.
Okay.
Um. So
Okay. I
how
will.
so how you coping with this COVID-19 going on?
Oh, COVID.
Uh,
Oh boy. I've
uh,
been coping. I've been coping okay with it. When it first started, I was a little depressed. Just being in a house for so long, and I got so used to going out to work, and traveling, just being stuck in the house on the computer all day was very stressful. But I think I'm getting better with coping with it. I'm getting more used to it now.
mm-hmm.
But I'm ready to get back to my normal life.
I agree about that. I'm actually ready as well too. I kind of been going that a little bit, but not that much.
Hmm.
And yeah, I've been a little depressed a little bit staying in the house, but not that much.
Hmm. Yeah.
And are you planning on getting the vaccine? Because I know they have a couple of
I
vaccines out now too.
Yes, I am planning on getting the vaccine. Um, I talked to doctors and talked to my doctor personally, and as soon as they get it, I will be on the list to get
Oh, how does
good.
it feel to be
Yeah.
working with People Inc. in the self advocacy department?
It feels really good to be working with people, and I really love what I do. Um, I like being able to reach out to people and get to know. I've gotten to know a lot of people since over the short period of time I've been working with them. And you guys are great. So, you know, I definitely love what I do.
That's good. You got to love. You got to love what you do.
I know I
So,
love.
what is your new role, and what are your duties and responsibilities in this new role?
Well, when I was working with them before, I was pretty much doing the same thing that I do now.
Okay.
It's just I didn't have the title, and so
Mhm.
my title is advocacy support professional.
Ooh,
So
that's
what
kind
we
of
do
fancy.
is, yeah. So what we do is just like I think you know, we host Zoom meetings every day. Um,
Okay.
yes, just to get people, connected with during COVID. And it's turned out really well. We host our advocacy meetings over Zoom, so people are not missing out on the advocacy meetings. Um, what I do is I call people and check in on them and make sure that they have, enough food and enough water, enough things to drink. Makes this check on their well-being, have little conversations with them, just to keep people connected and make sure they know that they're not alone.
Well, that's good. I guess I'm gonna have to join. I guess you're gonna have to call me to ask me. So.
Mhm.
um. Ooh. Well, you already told me about your duties and responsibilities already. So now I'm going to shift gears a little bit on you and kind of change the
Okay.
topic a little bit.
Okay.
So why? I guess I'm just gonna have to ask you why start a business. I'll just ask that
Why,
question right now.
why start a boutique?
Yeah, but actually, I'm going to say why start a business first. Then I go into why
Okay.
boutique.
Okay. Well, I wanted to start a business because I wanted to, go into work for myself, and I wanted to show people that no matter what you're going through, you can still be successful.
And that's what I wanted to hear. That's the reason
Okay.
why I want to ask that question. I wanted to hear that.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, so why a boutique?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Why a boutique?
Well, I love fashion, and I felt like there's not a lot of well, my boutique. I wanted to be disability centered. There's not a lot of affordable fashion
Mm-hmm.
that looks good for
Okay.
people with disabilities. So I wanted to start a clothing line, a boutique, where people can go in and shop without feeling like they can't get through the stores or that there's not attractive clothing for them to wear.
Okay.
So I did a lot of research, and a lot of the disability clothing is either really, really expensive or kind of like designed for the elders, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're right. They are expensive.
Yes.
And why fashion? You already told me the reason why you want to do fashion, but why fashion?
I think fashion is just a different way to express yourself. You
Okay.
and I feel like being a person with a disability, people are already looking at your disability. So why not give them something else to look at? You know, that's why when I go out, I like to dress up. Because like instead of saying, "Oh, look, he's in a wheelchair," they're saying, "Oh, look, she has on nice clothes. She has nice shoes on. That's a nice top she has on." And I just want people to not focus on my disability.
What what is your passion in life, and what are your goals to achieve that you want to achieve?
Let's see. My goals. Um, well, I want to start a business,
Okay.
obviously. I just want to be successful. What my main goals are were to finish school and become a clinical social worker.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe one day work at the Elmwood Health Center.
That's a good job. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was my main goal.
That is like I interviewed my newest friend Hannah, and she's actually doing social work. She actually goes to UB for social work.
Mm.
And that's her passion. So okay, I did that. So what is the next chapter for you? And do you still want to be involved with the advocacy?
Yes, I'm going to always be involved with advocacy, whether it's if I'm working or just attending the groups. But I really love grown to love self advocacy and what everyone does and things that we've accomplished.
Okay.
Um, but my next goal would be to start my business. I have a life coach, and I've been working with my life coach on starting a business plan.
Oh, that's
So
good.
that's next.
Are you thinking? Well, this is not in the questions, but are you thinking about going to school for business?
I thought about it, but school is very stressful for me. I've
Mhm.
been through it a lot, um, so I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, and the next question I want to ask you, since we are talking about for people of color, so what do you think about Black Lives, the movement, Black Lives Movement?
I think it's very important. You know, I think now people are starting to wake up.
Yeah,
I think that you know the Black Lives Matter movement is showing people like, hey, we're not taking this anymore. Enough is enough.
that's good. Oh, and I totally forgot to dodge the other question. Oh yeah, what do you think about the riot that was at the Capitol in January?
Oh boy.
Yeah, that
Well,
is a doozy. I seen it myself.
yeah, I watched. It was crazy, just to see that, you know, it was like a double standard. When we rioted, we as in black people rioted, there was multiple police, there was people getting hurt, everything. And when, they rioted, where was all the police? You know, they were getting into the building. It was just chaos.
Yeah, it was
And
it
it
was
was
it
it
was
was,
just really sad. Just really sad to look at
it was
that.
really, yeah, it was really sad to see that. And the fact that, no charges were pressed against, our former president was crazy to me.
Yeah, I agree about that. They even mentioned that Trump was the one that basically started the whole thing in the first
Hmm.
place.
Yep.
And I guess he was just doing that because he was just so a loser because he lost.
Hmm.
So,
Yep. It was sore loser.
but now we got a new press, and even the first woman of color vice president.
Yes.
So
It
it
is
turned out to be
amazing.
good. I am your host, Engelic Everett, and this has been another episode of the Engelic Everett Show. Thank you, Shanell, for coming out of your busy schedule for me to interview you.
Thank you for interviewing me. This is an honor. I love talking with you, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. And I am your host, Angelique, and I am rocking it.